T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. My life has value.
Good afternoon and welcome to Global Watchman News. My name is Lori Swan. I hope you guys are all doing well. If you are joining us in the live stream and the live chat, we do ask that you keep it family friendly. There will be moderators to make sure that we stay within the terms of service put forth to us by the platforms that we're utilizing today, which is YouTube and Twitch. If you're new to the channel, take a minute, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you know when we go live. Got an email yesterday. Actually, it was last night. That Dave sent me, and I'm going to share it with you because, hold on just a minute. I'm going to try and not show his email address. That would be my first thing. Okay, here we go. So he sent this as a copy that he sent to me, and we talked a little bit about today. He left yesterday. He's on the road, but he asked me if I had a chance to look at it at all, and I did not until just a little while ago, and then I did verify this, and we're going to get into it. But this is what it said. It says, and this was if this was sent to him by somebody else, I haven't checked my email yet on my bank, but I could tell you, and I'm going to show you that other people are getting this as well. I have not put this out on social media at all. I haven't talked about it at all. All I did was throw up the link, and that's it. But I haven't put up any posts about this over on social media yet. And I got an email, or I got a private message from somebody over on Facebook, and I'm going to share that with you too. I have her name blacked out. So other people are getting this with the names of their bank as the entity sending it out. Put it that way. But this one says, while the Missouri Bank does not normally engage on topics relating to politics, we feel that there is an urgent matter pending in Congress that needs your attention. Because we care about you, your finances, and your accounts with TMB, we want you to know the facts, especially when it relates to concerning developments around public policy that expose your financial privacy. The Biden administration has proposed requiring all community banks and other financial institutions to report to the IRS on all deposits and withdrawals through business and personal accounts, regardless of tax liability. This indiscriminate, comprehensive bank account reporting to the IRS can soon be enacted in Congress and will create an unacceptable invasion of privacy for our customers. So, how does this affect you? If passed, the proposal would require financial institutions like ours to report the inflows, deposits, and outflows, withdrawals of $600 or more on personal and business accounts to the IRS regardless of customers' consent. Okay, this is nothing new, or well, let me rephrase that. That banks reporting to the IRS is nothing new. Anything over, I think it was $10,000 before, they would have to report it to the IRS. Up to $9,999, you were good, but you couldn't do an exchange of $10,000 or more. They would report it to the government, whatever. That has been around since the Patriot Act was enacted back after 9/11. The problem with this one now is that they're reducing it down to $600. So $599 unless you're good. $600 or more, they're going to report it to the government. Clearly an overreach by the government. It is none of their business. I can see the whole $10,000 thing because of money exchanging hands with stuff regarding terrorism and stuff like that. I had no problem with the $10,000. Okay, but $599, really? Our mortgage payment alone is well above that. It's none of the government's business what we use our finances for, or that, for that matter, what you use your finances for. Just want to let you guys know I'm not watching chat, but I will get to you guys in just a minute. I don't even have my StreamYard up. I'm looking at the email. So then it goes on, and it talks about there's a what is this? IRS overreach and invasion of financial privacy. Let me just go to that page. And that one, give me a second. Let me pull this up. Get out of here. Pull up the next one. Independent. Here we go. This one here. The link took me to this one where it says the Biden administration is proposing requiring financial institutes to report to the IRS all transactions of all business and personal accounts worth more than $600. Unprecedented invasion of privacy, where you can sign here. Okay, that was the one link. And then the other link went to this one here. Okay. This is a PDF. I'm going to put all these links down in the description like I normally do. I don't bring you guys anything without sourcing it out. That's something that, I I firmly believe in is having the sources. Don't believe anything I say. I want you to research all of this for yourself. And I give you the tools to do that. So this is a 24-page PDF that is entitled The U.S. Department of Treasury, the American Families Plan Tax Compliance Agenda. I'm not going to read into it. I'm going to just put the link down there, but you guys can read. This is the proposal that the Biden administration and the IRS are proposing right now. So Dave needed me to research this a little bit more. He said, I need something that verifies the whole $600 thing. So I went online and I'll show you what I found. Give me a minute here. That one. Here we go. Okay. The Biden proposal would give the IRS access to your bank account. Tax law and federal budgets are inherently boring things, so it comes to as no surprise that language is often slipped into those bills that would otherwise cause outrage if proposed individually. We know this. We know this is how they slide things through. They bury it in thousands of pages of verbiage and slip it in and hoping nobody will see it. That's how they do it. It's how the government has been doing it for forever. They are not forthright with us. They are very deceptive in their practices. So watch groups out there, that's all they do is they read these proposals and they pull and they look at things that are deceptive or that are overreaching. It says the Biden administration's 2022 budget proposal, which claims to advance equality across government, included a provision that generally slipped under the radar but would impose new reporting requirements on community banks and raises privacy questions. The Independent Community Bankers Association reports that the proposal would require financial institutions to report information on customer bank accounts to the IRS. Currently, and here's where the change occurs. Currently, banks are only required to report deposits of $10,000 or more. However, the proposal would require banks and other financial institutions to report to the IRS on the deposits and withdrawals of all business and personal accounts with a balance of more than $600. So this is where they're changing it. The Kansas Bankers Association objected strongly to the proposed requirement, and it said flatly that they stand in opposition. So that right there was the verification of that $600. Then I came over to, let me see here, Forbes. And Forbes also verifies it. Give me a second. Right here. Here we go. This is Forbes. This is dated back in April. So this is something that has been on the table and has been overlooked since April. But now it's going to Congress to be okayed, and these, like I said, these watch groups are now pulling it and having, putting it out publicly. Under Biden plan, the IRS would know a lot more about your bank accounts. Again, talking about the American Families Plan, and I did pull that up, and it is a real act. Here's the fact sheet for it. Right from the whitehouse.gov, the fact sheet, the Americans Family Plan. And this was, again, dated in April. You'll have this link also to look at. And then here is a 9-page, and like I said, I'll put all these up for you guys. I'm not even going to go into them. But here's a 9-page document PDF, Office of Management and Budget. President's FY 2022 budget, advanced equality across government. That's what they refer to also in this. And that was it. 1 second. I read that one. I did the Forbes. I did the fact sheet. Did that one. Okay. And here's another one. Oh, darn it. Here's another one for you. General explanations. General explanations of the administration's fiscal 2022 revenue proposals. I'll put that link in. That is a 114-page PDF that lists all this. So I'm preparing this. I'm sitting here. I'm doing the research on it, pulling up the PDFs and the articles, the sources to give you guys to look into this. And I get a message, a PM on Facebook, and she sends me. This is a friend of mine. Like I said, I've posted nothing to my social media about even doing a show like this. And I mean, I did after I made the link and I put it in there, but nothing when she sent me this. And she says, letter from my bank today. We need your help. The current administration and Congress are attempting to pass the requirement for the collection of details on every bank transaction over $600 for every bank account. This proposal would require all banks, including Tioga State Bank, which apparently is her bank, because the other one that I saw was somebody else's bank, and the other one that I saw was somebody else's bank. So whatever bank you belong to, insert the bank name there, to report these details directly to the IRS annually. This means we would be required to provide the IRS with information including where and how you spend your money, what your mortgage payment is, where you work, and much more. We believe you have the right to privacy. As your bank, we are committed to keeping your banking private, and now your privacy is under attack. We, along with many other banks across the country, are working diligently to stop this proposal from passing, but we need your help. The media has not covered this topic very much, so we need you to help us keep your banking private. We encourage you to reach out to our elected officials to help us stop the proposal. And then it goes on to talk about sending. It just says, we encourage you to reach out to our elected officials to help us stop the proposal. Send a letter to your elected officials here. And they give the local one for that specific bank branch to her to do this. I also did a couple of things more. Here was a FNB community bank that put up a post, and you can see I pulled up this, which is this, what has the red circle around it. I just blew it up a little bit more. It says the Biden administration has proposed requiring all community banks and other financial institutions to report to the IRS on all deposits and withdrawals through business and personal accounts worth more than $600, regardless of tax liability. This indiscriminate, comprehensive bank account reporting to the IRS can soon be enacted in Congress and will create an unacceptable invasion of privacy for our customers. And that was directly from this FNB Community Bank. I'm not sure where that is, but I did pull that. So, like I said, I mean, when the Patriot Act was enacted, it said $10,000, and I completely agree with that, and I had no problem with that. $600 I have a problem with, because that is going to open up everything personal to you is going to now be under scrutiny. Rent, if you pay over $600 and you write a check for your rent, they're going to be reported. Mortgage payments over $600, it's going to be reported. Car payments, utility payments, gifts. I mean, if you write a check for a family member for $700 or something, they're going to know this. To me, that is a complete invasion of your privacy. It's nobody's business, let alone guys. We pay taxes, unlawfully pay taxes, but we pay taxes nonetheless. I know that we have an accountant that takes care of both our personal and our business finances. And we provide all that information on our tax forms. This right here, as a business owner, opens us up greatly for our invasion of privacy. Guys, we spend over $600 a week just on fuel for our truck. That's none of the government's business. Completely overreaching, completely Orwellian, for lack of a better word. And the mainstream media is not talking about this. Now, if you receive a notice from your bank, I would appreciate you letting us know. I don't want to know the information from your bank. I don't want to know what bank it's from. I don't want to know anything like that. So please don't take it at that. But just drop us a comment in the link that says, I got one from my bank too. Just to see how far this is going, how far reaching this is. I mean, from what I can tell, it looks like all the banks are possibly going to be sending this out to people. And I don't know. I'm at a loss, because it just seems that every time I turn on the news or I open up my news feed, I don't spend a lot of time on social media per se. I post a lot on social media. Don't get me wrong. I post a lot on social media, but I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook. What I do is I go through things, I find things, I post it up on Facebook, and then I leave Facebook and I go and I'm looking at other things. But this seems to be straight across the board. Nobody's talking about it. So if you are aware of it. Now, Dave, when he sent me this, he also sent a copy of that to our bank and is waiting for a response from our banker. She usually gets back to us quite often, or not quite often. She usually gets back to us quite timely, usually right away. But I don't believe she's in the office until tomorrow, so we probably won't get a response until tomorrow. But anyways, but yeah, let me know. I mean, if you guys get it from your bank, and I'm going to put all the links in the description for you guys to research this whole thing. There is a petition to sign, I guess. Let me pull it up for you guys again. I don't sign these. I mean, give me a second. I gotta find it again. What did I do with it? Is this the one? Yeah, here we go. There is a petition to sign. I don't do this because I don't give my personal information out to different websites. Just a personal thing. I mean, if you want to do it, I'll put the link in the description. You guys can do it. You guys can do it, but I personally, I'm not going to be doing it. So, yeah. But real quick, I wanted to bring this to you. This was going to be a real quick show. And yes, somebody in the chat room said that they're moving towards us not being able to buy or sell without their consent, without them knowing about it. And that's absolutely true. You know, here we go. This was the comment. They're working towards us not being able to buy or sell without their permissions. Absolutely. I completely agree with you. Absolutely 1,000%. And we see this. Come on, guys. The mark of the beast is coming. You know, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you're a Bible believer or not, I tell you this all the time. It doesn't matter if you believe in the Bible. It has no relevance to me whatsoever. But I want you to understand that it's them, they. And when I mean they, I mean the powers that be that are running the show in this world. They believe in the Bible so much that it is their playbook. So it would behoove you to stay one step ahead. I told you guys last night, I'm pleading with you again. Get out your Bibles. Start reading it. If you don't know where to start, there's 4 books you should be reading right now. The book of Daniel, the book of Isaiah, the book of Revelation, and the book of Ezekiel. Those are the 4 that you need to know, to be reading, so you know what's coming. The mark of the beast is coming. I do want to specify something. A lot of people are saying that jib jab is the mark of the beast. Let me make something perfectly clear. It is not the, and I'm using air quotes, the mark of the beast. It is part of preparing people for the mark of the beast. The Bible is clear that the mark of the beast will be implemented by the Antichrist. He is not on scene yet. Okay? Let's not jump ahead of ourselves in the prophecy timeline, in the eschatological timeline. Let's stay in the present. Let's stay focused on the things that are coming. Okay? Let's not confuse people. Is the jib jab part? Absolutely, it's part of that beast system. Absolutely, 1,000%. It is preparing people for that. But unless you are willingly taking it and willing, because the mark of the beast, you lose your salvation. The Bible's clear. It says that when you take that mark, you are required to worship the Antichrist, which that you lose your salvation at that point. You are irredeemable. That is not happening with the jib jab. You are not required to renounce any part of your faith or anything having to do with that. Is it preparing people? Absolutely, it's preparing people. Are we close to it? Absolutely, we are close to it. Okay, but please don't convolute that whole thing right there. Don't be pushing that it is when it's not the. And again, I'm using air quotes. The mark of the beast. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. I'm going to be back tonight because, again, something that the mainstream media is not talking about. It seems that China is flexing their power and threatening the United States. We're going to go over that. And I don't think that the Biden administration, we all know, Biden and China are one and the same. I do believe that is who he works for. You cannot tell me any differently. Because the facts speak for themselves on that. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a couple other things, but mostly about China and their threat against the United States and their mainstream media over there is not pulling any punches, saying that they're going to win if it comes down to fists and comes down to an exchange. They are confident that they will win. And I got to tell you something. Under the Biden administration, I think they're right. So join me tonight. I'll be back on 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, usual time, right here. We're going to be broadcasting over on Twitch as well as YouTube. I'm unable to live stream over on Facebook yet. That's the only reason why I haven't been. But hopefully I'll be off of restrictions very soon on that. All right. So until next time, guys, thank you all for joining us. Thank you to everybody in the chat room. Thank you to our moderators. And I will see you back here tonight. Until then, remember, guys, eyes open, no fear.